Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. Today we are looking at Avengers number 678. This is part 4 of the No Surrender storyline. Let me start off by saying I hate this cover. It's dumb. So as you can see, I have the variant cover and I hate it, but it was the only copy I could find. So we start off in Peru with the team there. Johnny Storm doesn't want to wait for a plan. He can see Sam Wilson's just on the fly making decisions, so he just decides to barrel right in. Because plans? Who needs that when the world is at stake? Then over in Rome, for some reason the frozen Quicksilver is malleable, unlike other frozen people who are all stuck in the same position. These guys were able to beat the crap out of him, and he's not stuck in one position where they would like bust off limbs or anything. Then Thor and Metal Master are fighting over the hammer. She loses. And yeah, there's some fighting, lots of talking, lots of needless talking. Grandmaster's looking at the thing his team's losing. The Black Order is winning, but he has faith that the Lethal Legion can pull it out. Then we've got Synapse trying to read minds from Ebony Maw, and somebody shouts Avengers observe because that's supposed to be funny. Then Voyager shows up and Cannonball takes a hit to the face first from Thor's hammer, and Voyager shows up and teleports Quicksilver and Cannonball out of there, and she arrives just in time for everybody to figure out what happened with Quicksilver as Vision reverts back to being frozen. Then we're back at the fight, and Girl Thor's fighting one of the brothers. The Black Dwarf jumps up to grab the Cosmic MacGuffin and screams out in pain as he appears to be disintegrated, and a large number 1 appears. I don't know why they're using an earthly number 1 to score things. It is an Arabic numeral, so for some reason the Space Affairs decided to use that as their point system. Okay, so they send Lightning over. Living Lightning, this is his real name. I'm not going with just simple Lightning, that's generic and stupid. So he rushes over to warn the ones in the team in Peru that touching the MacGuffin will zap them away and kill them, or they think it kills them. It just, we don't know what it really does. So Red Hulk is fighting with some of the others, and there's a lot of talking and fighting, a lot more talking and fighting. So Johnny Storm figures out that the MacGuffin is what they're after, so he goes for it. Red Hulk figures it out too, so he goes for it, and Lightning tries to warn him, and he's kind of going for it too. But Johnny gets there first, screams out in pain, and they yell, "Torch!" And then he disappears. This was a very fast read, and I have to say it was actually a lot better than the previous installments. The same creative team is working on it, by the way. This time, they're actually explaining who people are by saying their names, unlike the last issue where they didn't do that. We've got a little synopsis. In combat, Falcon says that he recognizes the Black Order, and then he lists off a couple of them, which is really cool, so I'll give him credit for that. Stupid Avengers Observe thing annoyed me. Overall, it feels a little forced. The storyline's not particularly exciting. It's not very original. I don't care about this Voyager person. She's like a teleporter. They could have just had Nightcrawler doing this. I'm a little torn because this issue was definitely the best one so far, but it was also still pretty boring, and killing Torch is just sort of theatrics to get you to buy the next installment. I'm just kind of bored with it. It's not doing anything for me. On the cover, we've got a picture of Spider-Man. He's not even in this issue, and we see Cap, Falcon. Is this leftover art? Because Falcon's not wearing that uniform in this issue, so this was a little bit deceptive, in my opinion. And I really hate Rogue's hair. Oh my gosh, fix it. It looks ridiculous. Yeah, this issue is definitely the best one so far. I would be comfortable saying just jump in on this issue and ignore the other 3. First 2 issues were pretty terrible. Third part was better, but you don't really know what's going on because they don't recap anything. This one's probably your best introduction if you're gonna hop in midstream. It was okay. It wasn't spectacular. It didn't blow me away. I don't think it was $4 good, but it was more passable than the others. I think they're just dragging this out for the sake of dragging out the story, because this could have been wrapped up a lot quicker. They're obviously just padding the fights. I think that's a little bit insulting to try and get me to buy more issues when it could have been toned down a little bit. Made the fight scenes a little less exaggerated. It's like watching a Dragon Ball Z episode. You got 10 minutes of guys standing around doing something, making noises and talking to each other. There's way too much talking in these books. so unnecessary for most of it. This issue wasn't as bad because they were kind of filling you in on who people are, which is definitely needed, and last issue could have used a lot more of. But that's my take on this one. I remain unimpressed with the series so far. It's very tepid and not particularly interesting. It does seem to be improving. Hopefully it will continue to do so. But in the meantime, that'll do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. Be sure and hit like, share, and subscribe, and we hope to see you on the next one.